Welcome students to this new lecture. In this lecture we will analyze the flow through a circular tube. Actually these kind of flows you will find at so many places in physics, chemistry, biology and engineering. So it is very important to discuss this flow. In chemical engineering the flow in pipe, all those type of things are there. So, and also I would like to tell you that this discussion has been given in section 2.3 of your book. So we start the discussion here, and before the analysis we will assume certain things. We assume that in your pipe the flow is laminar. It means that molecules are moving in straight direction. They are not moving like this. That is the turbulent flow. So suppose there is molecule and it will move in this straight direction. It will move. There is no disturbance. After then we will use here use of cylindrical coordinates. That will be discussed little later. And the flow is steady state flow. It means that flow rate is not changing with time. Any parameter is not changing with time. For example, this is your pipe and here the velocity is v, then it will not change with time. And the analysis will be done with the cell momentum balance technique, and this technique has been used in this chapter 2. You already know this. So before starting the discussion we should understand what these cylindrical coordinates are, because before this what you have done that it was like this. You saw these kind of coordinates. These are rectangular coordinates, but when there is something like this pipe is there, then we will use, it is actually a cylinder, then here it is very difficult to use rectangular coordinates. You can use it, but it will become very complicated. So we here use a different kind of coordinate system, and that is cylindrical coordinate system. So we will see what is this cylindrical system. Here on the page you can see that there is an image, and actually it is the right hand rule for rectangular coordinate system. So here thumb will represent the x-axis, it is the right hand actually, and the index finger will represent the y-axis, and this what finger is this? Is it this is your middle finger. So middle finger will represent the z-axis. So and all these fingers will be in 90 degree. So if you will use this system and draw your coordinates, then you will find that the rectangular coordinate systems you can make like this. So it's very easy to draw, means you already know these things. This you already know on the 2D plane, but if you want to show it in 3D, then you can show x, y and z. And same thing you can do if you will inverse this direction. You can make it like this. Make x here, don't make y in this direction, but make y in this direction. Okay, then you will show z in this direction. So I am making this coordinate system because in your pipe discussion, flow through pipe discussion, we will use this kind of inverted coordinate system. So it's very easy to draw when you want to show the z in the downward direction, then you can make it like this. And now we come to the cylindrical coordinate system. What is this coordinate system? So we come here, and the basis is always the rectangular coordinate system. Like this you can draw. In cylindrical coordinate system, what you do that suppose you want to represent any point in 3D system, 3D coordinate, then what do you need? You need 3 data. One distance here, x, y, z. It is for rectangular coordinate. So what you do in rectangular coordinate? Suppose you want to represent a point like this, 2, 1, 2, 2. Then what you do, that you go one distance in the x direction, then y direction is 2. 2 distance you go in the upward to the, not this, 2 direction you will go in this y direction. I am showing it with the red. This is your one direction, and then 2 distance you go in the y direction. This is 2, and then 2 direction you go, 2 distance you go in z direction. So this will represent your point P. Now for cylindrical system, what you do? In this system, you first go by some distance on the x-axis. So for example, if you go by 5 units here on the x-axis, I am not actually representing the units, just that are mapped to this coordinate, this graph, so don't give attention to that. Suppose these are 5 units, we have traveled in x direction. Now what you will do, that on the xy plane you will not go to into y direction, but you will this line, this is actually called r vector. So this line, this green line, what you will do, you will make some angle, you will rotate it with some angle on the xy plane. Suppose this, suppose you rotated it at 30 degree. First you traveled 5 unit distance, after then you rotated that vector by 30 degree. So now you are here at this point. 2 distances you have traveled. Now you have to go in the z direction. Suppose you have to travel in 3 units. So ultimately you will reach to this point. So now it will be your point, and it will be represented by r, theta and z, where r is 5, theta is 30 degree, and distance is 3. So I am repeating it. For rectangular system, you first travel distance on x axis, then you go to y axis, after then you go to z axis. This way you can travel any distance in 3D directions. And for coordinates, for rectangular, for cylindrical systems, what you do? You first travel distance on x axis, after then you rotate that vector by some degree angle, whatever degree angle you want to rotate it. Suppose your destination is at 30 degree, then you will rotate it at 30 degree, or suppose you want at 60 degree, then you can rotate it at 60 degree. So this way you can travel in 2D direction. After then you will reach point here, then you have to go into the third dimension. For this you will lift yourself vertically. So ultimately you will reach to this point, and this is r, theta and z. So in cylindrical systems we will have 3 directions, r, theta and z. Now in your pipe flow discussion we will use these coordinates. Now you can see that what our problem is, that here is a tube or a pipe, and through that pipe some liquid or gas is flowing, and it is flowing, for this particular condition it is flowing from top to bottom direction, but you can take it in any direction. A general formula will be developed, and then you can customize that formula for any direction. So what I want to say here is that this is your pipe and water is flowing in this direction. Now what we will do, that we will take certain section of this pipe. Suppose we decide here, and when we decide here, and this distance, suppose this length is L, and now we will define our cell momentum balance, or cell for the momentum balance for this section. Okay, and various parameters for the pipe is like this, that this dotted line that you see, it represents the thickness of the metal of the pipe, and radius of the pipe is r, and the length of this section is L. In this section we will define now. Here you can see the enlarged view of this section. You can see that the radius of the pipe is r, and the length of the pipe is L, and the water is flowing actually in this direction. Now we will make this figure more obvious. Now in this section, that the section of the pipe has been cut in the middle, so that you can see this cross section. Now we will start the cell momentum balance, and I already told you in the discussion of falling film that there are certain steps. The first step is to choose a suitable coordinate system. So in this system, because it is a cylindrical pipe, so we have chosen cylindrical coordinate system. And where is the axis for that? This is the axis for that. I mean to say that this is the middle axis of the pipe. Now we have to fit the cylindrical coordinate system in this, and every coordinate system has got 3 axes. So let's say that this is the z axis, and we show it this way, that this is the z axis, and because of the right hand rule, this will be your x axis, and this will be your y axis. XY plane will represent this plane. This plane will be XY plane, and in the vertical direction this is the z axis, and this is the middle point of the pipe. And because it is a cylindrical system, so the R will be like this. On the XY plane it will rotate like that. It will rotate like this. On the XY plane R will rotate, and for Z direction you will go in this there. So I hope that you understand what is my point in this. So here I have shown it in cylindrical axis. This is R, direction of R, this is direction of Z, and R will rotate on XY plane, on this plane. Okay. Now the step 1 is over. In the second step you will decide the cell a suitable shell. So system is cylindrical, so you will have a cylindrical cell. A cell is nothing but it has got very small thickness, so I am drawing it here. Here you can see that in blue I have drawn the required shell, and actually this is the cross section of the cell, and basically it is actually a cylinder like this. So don't get confused by that. It is like this actually, and it has been cut this way, so you can see only the back portion of that half part of that cell here. This part you can see from the front direction. And now we will discuss our third step will be that we will discuss in what ways and what kind of momentum flux will be entering through various phases. So in this cylinder, actually how many phases are there? Actually one phase, you can see that in red color, this is one phase. This is phase, and its opposite phase is here at the bottom. So whatever is entering through here, it is coming out of this phase. So it represents one phase, that will be called your Z phase, because it is perpendicular to the Z axis. This is your Z axis, and after them what other phase is there? Other phase is R phase, because it is perpendicular to R axis. R axis is this way, and you can see that here this is your R phase. The surface area, the outer curved surface area of the cylinder this is your R phase, and the same phase will be here also inside. So there are only 4 phases. One is Z phase and another one is R phase, and this you can represent these phases very well. So this is your Z phase, and actually you will call this face z is equal to 0 this way, and here you will call this face, this here this face, that is this face, this horizontal face, that will be called z is equal to L face. And after then here comes one phase is this phase, this phase you will call R, and another phase is this outer surface area, that will be represented R plus delta R, because you are traveling from here 0, R is equal to 0, then here R, this distance we have taken R, this distance is R, and when you are here then R plus delta R, because this the thickness of the cell is delta R. Now in next step would be to find out how many flux are there. So I told you about the notation of that flux. It is called combined momentum flux, and because we have only 4 surfaces here, so one momentum flux will be entering, because water is flowing in z direction. Water is flowing in z direction, then you can say that there will be momentum only in z direction. That is the main point. Momentum cannot be in I mean to say r direction or theta direction, because all the molecules are moving in z direction, so they will take the momentum in the z direction, or they will transfer the direction, and it will be only z momentum. So we will say that this is the combined momentum flux for z momentum. And now we see that how we will denote that momentum flux. So suppose we are taking this area, that is the z is equal to 0 area surface. So here you will write it this way: phi z is the area and z is the direction, because molecules will be entering in z direction. So this momentum flux will be represented by zz, and the surface area is z is equal to 0. And after that, momentum flux will be coming out of this surface here at the opposite direction. So here you will represent the momentum flux this way. This is the area, this is the direction, z is equal to L, because this is the surface area at z is equal to L distance. And after them we are having R surface and R plus delta R surface. So this is your R surface, and here momentum flux will be entering, and here momentum flux will be out, and it will be represented by phi. R is the surface and z is the direction, because molecules are moving in z direction. Here also molecules are moving in z direction inside the cell. So whatever they will transfer, it will be transferred. The direction will be z. Entry of the momentum flux will be can be like this in r direction, but the direction of the momentum is z, and the surface will be given by this. It is at the R surface, and at this surface momentum will be coming out, because these molecules inside the cell are having more velocity, and the molecules that are here, they have less velocity, because they are more towards this static part, because at the surface of the pipe velocity will be 0, because the molecules will be stuck to the metal part, and after then you will see that velocity will increase. So this way here the momentum flux will come out. So, and you will represent that momentum flux this way, R plus delta R. So you can very well understand that there are 4 momentum flux, this, and this. And the next part will be discussed in the next video. Thank you for this for this video.